My name is Alex, and I'm so glad you're here. If you're anything like me, it took actually a couple of years for you to even admit that you actually wanted to click on a money or manifestation or abundance meditation or TED Talk or YouTube channel, whatever it is. I spent a lot of time resisting that desire for more or that desire for, just more money. And I have always had, or until the past couple of years, I have always had an adverse reaction to money. A lot of guilt and shame around literally anything having to do with money. Not having it, how I spend it, how I don't spend it. Everything just sort of around it is clouded in this big dark cloud of anxiety and judgment and shame and guilt. All of which I've learned over the years that energy is not mine. Someone gave it to me, or I picked it up from them a long time ago and carried it with me until now. But the beauty of it is, as I step into this work, is that I am starting to learn that money and learning how to work with money the same way that I work with my own energy and healing and allowing what I want to come into my life, I actually find that money and energy can be quite spiritual. So before we go into the meditation, I want to touch on really quickly just a money reframe. So a lot of people like me think that when we have money, it means we're punishing or taking away from someone else. But money actually isn't a finite resource. It's not like food or water. And if we have a lot, it actually doesn't mean that someone else doesn't have it. Money is energy, and like energy, it flows in and out of our lives, and we simply trade our own time and energy for others' time and energy, which is money. And the worth or the value of certain things is also very subjective. So what might be really valuable and worth spending a lot of energy on to one person, it's not the same for someone else. So this relationship we get to have with money is actually deeply personal and unique, and you can really make it your own. It doesn't have to look like anyone else's version of success or abundance. And then another thing I like to say to people like me is that when we have a lot of money, since we are the kind of people that really, really care about helping other people and making sure that everyone else is taken care of and they have enough, if we have a lot of money, we can actually have a bigger impact and help more people versus sacrificing ourselves and bending over backwards like a martyr to ensure that everyone else is taken care of while we don't have enough. And eventually that leads to burnout and exhaustion and all sorts of other things. So with this in mind, knowing that money isn't inherently bad, and we actually deserve money and the world needs us to have money, let's go ahead and get started. Stepping into this meditation, know that there's no wrong way to do this. If you get mad or triggered in some kind of way and shut it off, know that you're still on your way to your healing journey with money and abundance. You can decide wherever you want to be. You could be sitting, you could be laying down, you could have this on in the background while you're doing dishes. Whatever you decide, just make it a choice for you and not for me or trying to do it the right way. Just doing whatever you want. Take your time to settle into wherever you're settling into, getting the wiggles out and making sure you're comfy and not gripping anywhere in particular. And if you feel comfortable closing your eyes, go ahead and close your eyes and just start to notice your breath. Noticing the air coming in through your nose, filling up your low belly and your low back, and your ribs and your chest. And as you exhale out, let something soften, maybe in your shoulders or your neck or your low back. And breathing in again, low belly, low back, ribs, side ribs, chest, back of the heart. And exhale. And breathe in. And breathe out. Good. And with each breath you take, see if you can send your inhales into a different place in your body. So sending your breath maybe down into your hips and your pelvis. Thinking with a curious mind, just noticing what you feel and what you can see or not see on the inside. Sometimes it's hard to tap into certain parts of our body, and that's okay. Just notice what you notice. And then maybe checking in with your shoulders and all sides of your neck. And sending your breath to your arms, down your elbows, into your wrists and your hands. And sending your breath into your thighs and your knees and your calves and your ankles and your feet. And into your jaw and your cheekbones and your head. Until each breath you're taking, it's almost as if you could inflate your whole body like it was a balloon. So breathing in and expanding in 360 degrees in every direction. And as you exhale, finding something else to release or let go of. Good. And we'll take 3 more breaths here. Good, and we'll keep breathing, and I just want you to start to let your mind wander around something you want. And that something you want could be big or it could be small. It could be like an $8 coffee drink that you would normally never splurge on. Or it could be something big like purchasing a house for the first time, or a private jet. And I want you to let yourself, before you pick what it is, I want you to just really let yourself kind of run your mind through the Rolodex of all the things you think you want. And I want you to keep searching through the Rolodex for the part in the back where there's probably something, at least one thing, but maybe a few things you don't even want to admit that you want. And I want you to allow yourself to be bougie as you go through this Rolodex of things you could want, and not jump to judgment or be like, oh, I shouldn't want that. Like, you could be completely ridiculous with what you pick. And maybe finding joy in how ridiculous that thing is. And once you land on that thing, take a couple of breaths and see it in your mind's eye. So whatever it is, what does it look like in the front? What does it look like on the back? What does it look like on the left? And what does it look like on the right? And as you look at it, check in with your breath and make sure that your breath is still going down to all the way down into your belly and it hasn't started to get shallow. Good. So seeing the thing in front of you, and then start to breathe into what it would feel like to know that you already have it. Like you know you already have it in your back pocket, or you have the key to it, or it's in your kitchen, or it's in your phone, or it's a trip and you know that you're going on the trip and you can have it. Whatever it is, like feel into your body what changes or what it feels like to actually have it. And likely there will be a particular place in your body that you'll notice that this is coming from. So go ahead and do a little scan of your body and see if you can find like the root of where it originates from. For me today, mine's in my heart, but it could be in your belly, your forehead, your hands. No wrong answer. Just doing another little scan and see if you can find that source. Good. And then as you find that spot, feel into all sides of that spot. So the front side, the back side, the left and the right, the top and the bottom. Good. And coming back to your breath, we're going to start to send our breath into that space, just like we did with our body, and we're going to use our exhales to inflate that space to make it bigger. So as you breathe, the exhales will inflate that money or abundance or success balloon a little bit bigger. And the next exhale, a little bit bigger. And continuing to breathe and grow this feeling until it starts to take over half of your body. And then all of your body. And let this feeling soak in and permeate through your muscles and your bones, and the blood coursing through your veins, and your chakras, and your brain, your thoughts, your hair. And as it grows, you can even start to let it fill the space surrounding your body. So like your energy field around 2.5 feet in every direction. And then start to let it fill the room that you're in. And even the whole building that you're in. And the street that you're on. And the town that you're in. And the state. And the country. Until you can finally inflate the whole earth and the earth's atmosphere with this feeling of you having that thing you really want. And you already have it, like feeling maybe how you would smile or how your shoulders would be, how you would breathe, knowing you would have that thing or knowing you already have that thing. How you're going to walk after this, knowing you have this thing. How you talk. Who you'd be friends with. Who you'd keep around you because you weren't afraid and knew you were successful and could have what you wanted. And taking a couple more breaths. Let's do 3 more breaths here, just soaking it in. Good. And before we come out, go ahead and set the intention to keep this feeling in your body and keep this breathing as if you already have the thing and moving throughout the rest of your day as if you already have the thing that you want. And you're going to walk like it and you're going to talk like it. So set that intention the whole rest of the day and whatever you're doing, or you could even say the rest of the week, acting like you already have it. And then you can start to come out whenever you're ready, or you can stay here. And as you come out and start to move about the rest of your day, know that this is how you manifest what you want. It's not by paying your dues or working to a certain point or suffering to a certain point in order to earn what it is that you want. It's a feeling that you start with on the inside that starts to draw towards you what you want. So we get to reverse engineer all of this from the inside out. And as we continue to practice, you'll start to notice the shift happen as more abundance comes into your life. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a great day.